Recorded in eye-splitting high definition at the Can TV studio in Chicago, Illinois, it's Steve Gadlin's Star Makers.
When you feel so full of talent and you've got that special pep,
when Hollywood and Broadway are calling you and you want to take that very first step, I'm Steve Gadlin's Star Makers.
you're gonna do fine.
I'm Steve Gadlin's Star Makers. It's your time to shine.
The audience is seated, the spotlight's shining bright.
Get out there, you shooting star, and sparkle through the night. I'm Steve Gadlin's Star Makers.
It's so loud.
I'm Steve Gadlin's Star Makers. You're wowing the crowd. Steve Gadlin's Star Makers. Steve Gadlin's Star Makers. Steve Gadlin's Star Makers. Yeah!
And now, here's your host, Steve Gadlin.
Oh, the lights are up, the cameras are on, the floor director's at her station. The caliber of stars will make you feel like you've embarked on a Hollywood and or Broadway vacation. And I'm so handsome to see you. I'm handsome to see you. I'm so handsome that you're near. Yes, I'm so handsome to see you. I'm handsome to see you. You know, you've made me handsome just by being here. You've made me handsome just by being here. Well, greetings and welcome to another episode of Steve Gadlin's Star Makers. If you're joining us for the first time, know this. This show presents you with tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and or Broadway. Why? Because you're a very special person and you deserve good things. Well, sometimes we have good days and sometimes we have bad days, but the only kind of day you're about to see is a great day. And that's not just great, that's fantastic. Before we transform your life through the presentation of talent, let's say hello to Anna Herwagen and Eric Peter in the Steve Gadlin Star Makers Party Lounge. Well, this act's name is going to make you laugh. This musician goes by the name The Failure. And that's funny because it's ironic. You see, he's about to perform an original song on television. Well, if that's failure, then I'm the uncle to a monkey, which I'm definitely not, and I can prove it. I do have a sister, and she does have 2 children, so I am an uncle, but both of the children are human beings. There's your proof. So that means that he must not be a failure, rather a success. Here's The Failure with his original song, All in a Day.
Everywhere I go, you could hear my register. Cha-ching, bling, bling. Money is just so funny, see. Look around, the walls, they gon' start crumbling. Rat race, the fallacy, that's not for me. But I must push through, so I could break free. Make money, stay hustling, just keep running, yeah. Like a horse I'm getting paid, Keon. I'll give a F what you say, Keon. Y'all a joke, I'm broken, still got way more riches. What I know you don't know, and I'm not even kidding. I got wisdom that spans beyond this galaxy. Out of body experience my reality. Fine line between genius and insanity. Find me living between a dream and fantasy. All night, oh yeah, all mother effing week. All in the day, I paved the way. It's all in the day. Yeah, it's all in the day. Yeah. I'm getting paid. Yeah. I'm getting paid. Yeah. I give a F what you say. Yeah. I'm neither here nor there no more. I put my money on a mother effing miracle. I put my money on a mother effing miracle. I put my money on all in the day. Yeah, it's all in the day. Yeah, it's all in the day.
All right, The Failure. Come on over to the intersection of Hollywood and or Broadway. Thanks for being on Steve Gadlin Star Makers.
Having me, Steve. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course, the pleasure was all ours. So tell us, why the name The Failure?
Well, I've never been successful, Steve. I suck, to put it bluntly. So,
Well,
I just have to roll with it, you know.
if everyone else saw what I just saw, I think you're at the start of an escalator that's going to take you all the way to success. How long have you been performing?
I've been performing for about 17 years, and nothing ever comes of it. So, hence the failure.
Well, we all try, and try again is a motto that I always think of. And tell me, something I'm sure our viewers are wondering, are those prescription lenses?
They are. I actually got them on Planet Jukbabat. I see a doctor there named
Wow. Well, that's exciting. I bet that's a great doctor. Thanks for being on the show, and we hope to see you again.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, home.
Are you one of tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and or Broadway? Do you live in or are traveling to the Chicago area? Would you like to share your talent with our television audience? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we want you to perform on our show. Visit us online at sgstarmakers.com or send an email to sgstarmakers@gmail.com. We can't wait to make a star out of you.
If I were to say computer programming, I bet you'd start thinking of sounds like beep, bing, bop, beep, boop, bing, bop, bingle, bingle, beep. While that's how computer programming may have sounded in the old days, things sure have changed. I tell you, sometimes it feels like we're living in the future. Computer programming is an important talent because without it, computers wouldn't even know what to do. And when computers are confused, that's when we have things called computer bugs and viruses, and nobody likes those. Here's Barry Kildall performing his very important talent, computer programming. So exciting to watch. Why don't you come on over to the intersection of Hollywood and or Broadway? Thanks for being on Steve Gadlin Star Makers.
Happy to be here.
Wow. You'll have to tell me, what were some of the functions you were using while programming?
It's actually a language of my own design. It's called Valuria, and just trying to create a program using the least amount of characters.
Wow, that's great, and it was so thrilling to watch. That's the great thing about programming, is not only does it do great things, but it's exciting. How long have you been programming?
For about 35 years.
That's a long time. Do you have any favorite types of programming?
Similar to what I was doing just now, it's a very enjoyable activity called Code Golf, which is trying to create a program using the least amount of characters.
Similar to how when playing the sport golf, you try to get the ball in the hole in the fewest shots. Well, thanks so much for being on the show.
Pleasure to be here.
Want to see Steve Gadlin's Star Makers from the best seats in the house? Then you want the luxury and convenience of the Steve Gadlin Star Makers Party Lounge. With 2 exclusive seats, only feet away from the action and all the saltines you can eat, the Steve Gadlin Star Makers Party Lounge provides an experience you won't soon forget. It's like you're seeing tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and or Broadway through a telescope because they're practically in your lap. To reserve your spot, visit us online at sgstarmakers.com or send an email to sgstarmakers@gmail.com. Be on Star Makers.
What is it about songs that we love so much? Well, I think it's the music. Can you imagine a song without any music? Why, it would just be talking. And while talking is an incredible talent, it just doesn't hold a candle to singing songs. So thank goodness for the music part of songs. But also, thank goodness for the words part of songs. Without that, songs would just be instrumentals, and nobody likes those because you can't sing along. Here's musician Erik Peter Schwartz with his song, Cheesy Love Song, the music part and the words part.
I love love. And I love cheese, and I found a way to marry my 2 passions together. I wrote this in my cottage. Damn it all to hell, I think I love you. And I go to get you out of my head. I can't find a cheddar way to tell you how I'm feeling. Maybe you, Cole, be my friend. I can't bear to hear how you love him. Jealousy can make a monster out of me. I could just say, baby, Swiss me goodbye, and then turn around and just let it breathe. Wish I could build a rope fort around my heart and tell everyone to leave me provolone. This love affair seems to drag Parmesan on, and that's a mozzarella of a long way to go. Keep me running in this wheel, take this wedge from my heart. So long, baby, it's been a slice.
Erik Peter Schwartz, what a cheesy love song. Come on over to the intersection of Hollywood and or Broadway. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, it's always good to have you singing your songs. And I noticed a little theme. You mentioned a lot of different cheese names in that song.
Yes, quite a few, yes, in fact, yeah.
Well, I Velveeta'd it.
Me too.
Yes. So tell me about your love affair with cheese.
Well, it started when I was very young. My folks got me hooked on cheese and crackers, and it was my reward for being a good boy, and it's just been a lifelong love affair.
Cheese and crackers, that's a swell combination. And music making, how long have you been doing that now?
Since I was in 6th grade, so 30-odd years now, 30, 35 years, something like that.
Incredible. Well, you play with the skill of someone who's been doing this for 30-odd years.
Thank you.
So thanks so much for being on the show, Erik. Anywhere people can hear you or see you play?
Sure, you can go to my website, which is epschwartz.com, and there's links to all my social media there, and I play all over Chicago and the Midwest and expanding out into the universe. So
That's great. Well, I'll get a ticket to the universe right now. Thanks, and we'll see you on the show again soon.
Great, thanks.
It is Postman Tom. It is Postman Tom.
Hi, Postman Tom here with another dip into Steve Gadlin's Star Maker's Mailbag. Today, got a letter from Jan. She says, Dear Steve, do you feel a lot of pressure to find so many of tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and or Broadway? How do you get sleep at night? How should I know? I'm not Steve Gadlin. But if you've got a question for Steve Gadlin Star Makers, you can send it to sgstarmakers@gmail.com and maybe we'll read it on the air.
If you knew then what I know now, you'd be bracing your cheeks and guts for some pretty aggressive laughter. And that's because that thing I know, well, it's that our next act is a stand-up comedian. We've introduced you to a lot of stand-up comedians on Steve Gadlin Star Makers. They're the ones who amble around with a microphone and talk about funny topics. And if you remember one important trait about them, it's that they're very funny. Welp, I guess now you know what I knew then. Are your guts and cheeks bracing? Well, here's stand-up comedian Megan Stalter.
Okay, so Steve actually lied about I've never actually done stand-up before, but I'm gonna do some for you guys today. So I have some jokes in here, and I just wanted to say before I dive in, if my teeth start bleeding, it's just because I'm nervous, and that's not a joke. That really happens sometimes. So, okay, so here I go. So can you actually hold my joke? I have to get to the right page. Thank you. Okay, here I go. Here's joke number 1. So I was walking in a Walgreens the other day. Everything was on sale. Everything. Magazines. So then I get up to the counter, and I had to put up tampons on there because I was on my period. Disgusting. So my boyfriend was with, and wait, sorry, I forgot how this one goes. Okay, sorry. You guys can have a little less of an attitude. 1, 2. So I was walking in a Walgreens the other day. Everything was on sale. Everything. Magazines. So then I get up to the counter and put up tampons because I was on my period. Gross. You think it's gross. Stop. He's going buck wild right now, gesturing at me. So I was walking in a Walgreens the other day. Everything was on sale. Everything. Magazines. So then I get up to the counter and I put up tampons on there because I was on my period. It was so gross. And then my boyfriend was embarrassed because he didn't want the cash register to think he was on his period. So right next to the tampons, shut up. He put right next to it nothing because I don't have a boyfriend. I thought I could lie to you guys. He's probably your boyfriend. Oh, I guess you guys can kiss during my set. Oh, my girlfriend's sitting next to me on a morning date. Okay, so this joke's really funny. You guys, my mom's insane. That's all for that one. If you guys, I guess that wasn't enough. So that was pretty much all for the punchline there. Time for crowd work. Hey, so what's your name?
Eric.
Louder.
Eric. Eric.
Okay, so I'm actually going to do some impressions for you guys. So this is a couple characters I would do if I got an SNL audition, and if I don't get one this year, I'm going to do something really bad. I don't really have to tell you guys what it is, and I don't really want to. So this one character I have is called the Sleepy Toll Booth Worker. And I just heard someone say, I see where this is going. And I'd say to that, shut up. Don't talk during my set. So the Sleepy Toll Booth Worker. Ma'am, that's going to be about $2 $2. Thank you.
Well, Megan Stalter, come on over to the intersection of Hollywood and or Broadway. Thanks for being on Steve Gadlin Star Makers.
Thanks.
Well, if there's one thing I can say, it's better luck next time.
I feel like the audience was super weird and rude and giving off a lot of strange vibes.
You know, sometimes there's a lot of interplay between audience and performance, and we never like to put the responsibility on the audience to come meet you. You have to go meet them where they are.
I feel like they were really, really jealous, especially the girl.
That's possible. Well, we can dig into that. I'll watch the tape again. Boy, we sure enjoyed having you on the show. And what we say to everyone is it's great to come and give it your all, and you gave it your all, and that was great.
I think I like you, but I don't know if I like everyone here. Or I want to come back. Well, I want to come back if they're not here.
Sometimes we put a lot of space between repeat appearances on Steve Gadlin Star Makers, but we'll put that down and talk to our producers about it. And thanks for being here.
I'll see you soon.
We'll see.
In a couple days.
We don't know. When I was a Little League baseball player, the crowd would yelp, "Attaboy," when I got a base hit. It was a fun way for them to celebrate an accomplishment of mine. Now I'd like to celebrate your accomplishment. You've just met more of tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and or Broadway. Attaboy, and a double attaboy to our Patreon supporters, Steve Alexander, Mike Madigan, Stephanie Reed, Rob Gibbons, Lynn Roberts, Lauren Rich, Will Kane, Adam Altman, Max Wright, Steve Gargalo, Kristen Freilich, and April Lippert. Join them in supporting our show by visiting patreon.com/SGStarmakers. Oh, the acts tonight were really great. Would you look at the time, though it's getting late. I hope to see you next time. See you next time. I hope to see you again. Well, the world is such a scary place, and I find peace when I see your face. I hope to see you next time. See you next time. I hope to see you again. We're born, then we die, and in between is a cacophony of chaos. What does it mean? I hope to see you next time. See you next time. I hope to see you again.
Yes, I hope to see you again.
Remember to dream big and do awesome things. This is Steve Gadlin saying, see you next time.